And you are live.
Thank you. I'd like to call the Budget and Finance Committee meeting to order, and we do have all members present. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes from the last meeting?
So move.
Second.
So move.
Have a motion, a second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
All right. We do have an item today that is a substitute. It's being offered as an amendment, a resolution expressing support for Senator Vernon Sykes and the members of the Democratic Caucus in their decision to vote against House Bill 110, the state operating budget, based on the inclusion of certain concerning provisions, and calling on the Ohio General Assembly to pass a conference bill that does not include such provisions and declaring an emergency. And Ms. Amobian, if I would please, I'd like to defer to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Basically, last week we talked about this and members asked for more information. One of the things I hear all the time from state representatives as well as senators who are in Columbus representing us is that the other folks who vote against our better interests do not hear from larger parties of the system in terms of those that are impacted by the decisions they make. So as I read about this particular budget and saw some of the provisions and how they would negatively impact the city of Akron and other large cities in the state, I thought it would be helpful for them to hear our voices that we are opposed to these particular elements of the budget and would ask that they go back and revisit these items. And if you would note that Senator Sykes recognized the inclusion of the number of beneficial provisions, and there were a number. He also criticized the budget for failing to invest in a strong recovery that gives everyone the chance to build a better future for themselves and their families, and prioritizing income tax cuts for the wealthiest Ohioans instead. And some of the provisions that gave me reasons to pause and to be concerned is, as you look at, it says, whereas House Bill 110, as passed by the Ohio Senate, includes a number of troubling provisions that would have negative impacts on Akron residents. The current bill contains a provision that would significantly limit municipal broadband systems at a time when local governments are seeking to partner with such systems in order to expand internet access to residents, particularly children who lack this critical resource. And I think you may remember that we did have a meeting with the Akron School Board to talk about helping those individuals that were confined to their homes for education, how many of those children did not have access to broadband system support. And we were talking about trying to help, and we were hoping that the state would do their share. The current bill also includes a provision that would increase property taxes on affordable housing units, making it harder for cities like Akron to deal with housing and eviction crises impacting many of our residents. During a time when many individuals are struggling to make ends meet and lines for food pantries are long, and I think we have seen those lines, they have been growing, even with folks coming from affluent parts of our county. They are talking about limiting access to SNAP, food stamp program, by including the value of a vehicle in the measurement of a person's income. The Senate bill also ignored school funding reform that has been talked about for a number of years, and that's a concern. And one of the critical pieces that would hit us very hard is the focus on including the change to municipal income tax system, allowing individuals who worked from home during the pandemic to seek a refund of tax dollars already paid to cities, which would harm Akron and other cities that rely heavily on income tax collections. These are just some of the more salient points from the budget that if they could hear from us that these things impact us negatively and could really hurt our ability to run our city well, then I think they would, revisit them, think through what they're doing. And it also lends support to those that are fighting in Columbus on our behalf. So with that, I certainly thank Councilman Shamas for his wonderful writing skills and help in crafting all of these elements. But that, Mr. Chair, would be the reasons why I would like for us to support sending this resolution to Columbus to let them know that this is negatively impacting our communities.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Any other comments? Looking for any raised hands? Am I missing anyone, Sarah?
I don't see any raised hands at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for bringing this piece in, and thank you for allowing us to take a week here. And if there are no questions, I think we'd like to see this pass this evening and get this down to Columbus. So do I have a motion for suspension of the rules?
So moved.
I have a motion from Mr. Malik. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, very good. Thank you again for your work, and we look forward to passing this evening, getting this down to Columbus. Thank you very much. We have nothing else to come before us. We are adjourned at 3:06 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you.
That is the final committee meeting for today. Council will meet at 7 p.m. tonight in council chambers. Thank you.